Oh, I love it. I wish you could play the whole show.
I thought Marty was playing. I thought that was the deal.
Well, maybe we can convince him to do that next time. Well, in today's Dollars and Cents, we're talking green. We're talking all about buying a house, navigating affordability challenges, and refinancing. And
joining us now, we have Dan Wetzel, Senior Vice President of Mortgage Lending at APG Federal Credit Union. Good morning and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Good morning. Happy St. Patty's Day. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, okay, this is a topic that a lot of people are starting to think about now that, the holidays are behind us and now it's getting warm. When it's time to start looking for a new home, what are some of those initial steps we need to think about when it comes to getting our finances in order?
Yep. Well, the first thing I'll say is it's tough to follow the bagpiper and the museum and the Irish breakfast, but I'll do my best. So the first thing anyone should do before they start seriously looking for a home is to get their own financial house in order, right? Review your credit report. Address any issues on that report. Consumers can obtain a free copy of their credit report from all 3 credit bureaus once every 12 months from annualcreditreport.com. Beyond that, they should look to pay down high monthly payment debt that may restrict their ability to qualify for the home they're interested in. Next up, I would say focus on savings. Save as much as you can that can go towards the down payment, closing costs, furnishings, and also I'd say the rainy day fund that's so important, I think, to help manage those often unforeseen expenses that are associated with home ownership and expenses you don't often encounter when you rent. Things like replacing appliances or fixing that leaky faucet or the leaky roofs that we may have resulting from last night's storm. The next thing I think that's very important is getting pre-approved. Ideally, someone should look to get pre-approved 2 to 3 months or so before they plan on buying, before they plan on settling. A pre-approval is going to help a buyer understand how much they can realistically afford in today's market, and then also signal to a seller that they're serious and financially ready to move ahead.
Well, you look at the market and everything's expensive, and especially for new home buyers, right? And you're putting that first down payment on. What is your advice to young or new home buyers that don't know that they can afford it, but with putting down a large or a small down payment?
Yeah, it's a great question and it's a tough one to answer because it really is unique to each borrower's circumstances. On one hand, a large down payment, say 20% or more, will eliminate the need to pay monthly mortgage insurance, which doesn't provide any benefit to the borrower, but it's an insurance policy for a lender that protects against the risk of default on the loan. That said, a large down payment is going to probably yield a smaller interest rate, slightly lower interest rate. It's going to lead to a lower payment as well. Now, all of that said, the overwhelming majority of borrowers, including first-time home buyers in particular, do buy houses by putting far less down. The key is, what's most important is that you balance that down payment with maintaining healthy savings.
Okay, interesting. So then when we hear the term lock-in effect, can you explain what that means a little bit and how it's impacted housing affordability we're dealing with right now?
Yeah, so the lock-in effect refers to homeowners who are reluctant to sell their home because they're locked into those low interest rates that were obtained really from late 2019 through early 2021. Many of these homeowners have pivoted instead to home renovations, home improvement projects, and that's what's really given rise to a surge in home equity lending since then. The impact that the lock-in effect has had on affordability has been really classic supply and demand, right? When the demand outstrips supply, prices rise. And in our business, what that has meant is we've had more buyers than homes available to purchase, and that's led in many situations and in many markets to bidding wars and rising prices.
All right, Dan Wetzel, thank you so much for all of that information. And if people want to get more information, I think we have the website there, but is that the best place to get to you?
Yep, best place is to visit apgfcu.com. We have tons of resources on the website that can help with these affordability questions, that can help with refinance, and also help with people just to learn more about the process.
All right,
Thanks
you so
for
much.
helping our dollars make a little more sense today. Thank you.